Hi, I'm Thom Zelenka. Now, I'm just a beginner in the kitchen. In every episode of Carolina Cooking, I meet a different chef from a famous restaurant in the Carolinas who'll teach me to cook their secret recipes in just 30 minutes or less. Really good.
Welcome to Carolina Cooking, shot on location at the Mansion on Forsyth Park and the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. Now, here's your host, Thom Zelenka.
Hi, welcome to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Thom Zelenka. This is the show where we find great chefs from great restaurants all over North and South Carolina, and we bring them here to teach us, you and me, how to make their incredible recipes in 30 minutes or less. You and I learn together, so go get an apron on. Come on, folks. What are you waiting for? We're making orange Roughy Filet Napoletana with portabella mushrooms, and we have fantastic help here today. Chef Rinaldo Montrosse from Villa Romana restaurant, and I'm doing good. You're down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, correct?
Definitely.
You love the beach so much you just never wanted to leave, huh?
I just moved down there and stayed down there.
Well, fantastic. And I hear you're cooking up a storm there.
I'm doing a good job.
Oh, well, good, good. This is Napoletana?
Style, yes, exactly. The reason over there is because I'm using fresh tomatoes and fresh basil and a fresh mozzarella. I'm currently taking 3 ingredients. I'm also making pasta with it. And I'm taking the same ingredients and making 3 different dishes. So you can have 4 second and third.
Okay. And so we're going to put orange Roughy here.
Yes.
Do we always have to use orange Roughy?
No. The orange Roughy, I feel like, is a really a light fish. Does not have a lot of smell to it. It's almost like a mild, sweet taste to it. So, and that's why I decided to use orange Roughy. But you can use red snappers, tilapia, and other different.
So should we chop up the fish now, or do some vegetables?
We're going to start with the
What's
vegetables.
the first step?
Let's start out with the. Let's get the mushroom ready.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and slice up some tomatoes.
Okay.
And we're going to slice up some basil and parsley. We get things together.
What do I do with this?
We need to take the stem off of it and just pinch it off the bottom and just crack it right open. And there you go. Comes
That's
right
not
out.
that hard.
No,
that is
definitely
not that hard at all. Okay.
So
and then what?
Now we need to season that with the initial season anyway. We just put a little slot to it on both sides and put a little salt,
A little cut into it. A little slot.
Yeah.
Not just too deep. Right here.
Yeah. Just let me show you once, and then you can do the rest of it.
Okay.
Just like that.
Ah, I gotcha. Just basically draw some lines through it with your knife. This way too, checkerboard?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can. All right, fantastic. Now I'm making my own recipe. And what does this do?
This will actually let the salt, which I'm putting some salt on. I'm gonna let you put the salt on the other side. And basically what it does is season the mushroom on the bottom.
Okay. And do we need pepper?
We need also to do the other side. So we need to do this side.
Draw the lines through it here?
Yes. Okay. And we do the same thing with.
Okay, just like that. And then season.
And we'll put a touch of oil.
A little touch of oil.
Okay, now I can spread the oil around.
All right, I can do that.
And now turn them over, and then we're going to start working on the tomatoes, actually.
All righty.
We're going to season the tomatoes. So now we need to get the tomatoes out.
Okay.
And we're going to slice them up.
All right.
I'll do one, and now you do the rest.
Sure.
Of it. So what I'm doing is taking these off.
Take that off. Okay.
And then we're going to slice about 1/8 inch thick, just like that.
Oh, okay. Make just round slices.
Yes.
Okay. These are nice and juicy, huh?
Yes, those are fresh tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes. These are actually called Roma tomatoes, and I love them because they're actually juicy, but they're not as soft as some of the other tomatoes. The flavor of it is much better.
Okay, and so
let's get one more tomatoes. Let's drop them into the bowl.
Okay. And we just leave the seeds in there. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't have to seed it.
No.
And we need one more. Or are we good there?
Let's get one more.
Okay,
we're gonna season the portabella and the orange Roughy at the same time.
Oh, okay, all right. So what's our next thing that we're gonna chop?
Basil.
Okay.
Little basil, little parsley.
Little basil and parsley. How do we do this?
We just go ahead and chop them up.
Okay.
We roll them up.
All right.
And then we go over one time.
Sure.
Like this.
And why do you like the basil?
It's so fresh, summertime. It gives such a sweet flavor to it.
Can you find basil in the wintertime?
Yeah, you can. Of course, it grows better in the summer. It needs a lot of light. Basil is one of those ingredients or spices that needs a lot of light, a lot of sun. So as the days, being long days, it grows better, makes nice and big leaves.
Okay.
Just throw everything in there.
Throw it in.
Now we need a touch of parsley.
That's parsley?
Yes.
That is the biggest parsley I've ever seen in my entire
But this is
life.
actually what we call them Italian parsley. It's got a little different flavor than the curly parsley.
I've seen some Italian parsley before, and this is still the biggest Italian parsley I've ever seen in my entire life. Did you bring this from Italy when you came over? Did you bring the seeds yourself? You have a special Italian parsley?
Not for this one anyway.
Oh, okay.
Not for this
Now
one.
you grew up in Italy, correct?
Yes.
How many years did you live in Italy?
I lived until I was 18 years old.
18, okay.
Then I moved in this country.
And where'd you first come in? Where'd you first go when you first came here?
West Virginia. I said in West Virginia. That's
Really?
where I actually opened up my first restaurant back in 1978.
Okay.
And then, like I say, from there
Am I chopping this right? Is
that's
that what
fine.
you wanted?
Just like the basil.
Alrighty.
You're doing the right
That's
thing.
what I thought. Just like the basil. Okay.
Now we throw everything in there, and then we need to salt a little bit.
Salt, a little salt. Okay.
And a little olive
A
oil.
little oil. And what else has to go in here?
Okay,
Is
that's
that
good enough.
Okay.
And a little bit of garlic. Not a
Little
whole lot of
garlic,
garlic because this
chopped
is
and
fresh
stuff,
garlic.
okay.
And the fresh garlic, for some reason, not for some reason,
Okay.
it just has a lot
Some
more
of
flavor.
the onions need
And
to go?
a touch of,
little red flake
yeah,
here,
you
a
want
little red pepper.
You
Just
want a little
touch,
spicy,
little
yeah,
spice.
exactly. Now you mix them up, and then we prepare the.
Okay.
And then we'll arrange it on top of the portabella.
Alrighty. We'll just put it on top here?
Yes, just put them on top, and it's actually ready to be baked. Was it spicy? It was a
red
hot pepper,
a little,
wasn't it?
a little strong there. Okay.
Now you just lay them around, just fast.
Right.
So the what happens as it cooked, the tomato juice actually falls into the mushrooms.
Okay.
And absorbs it inside
right.
and actually makes it.
Well, we're going to figure out what to do with our big giant mushroom here when we come back from the commercial break on Carolina Cooking.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Thom Zelenka, here with Chef Rinaldo of Villa Romana in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And we put tomatoes in the pot to boil. And why are we doing this?
So we can peel the skin off of it.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
so
it's
they're in
very
there
easy.
boiling. And also we need to add some of this onion. We chop some onion here to add to the top of the portabello mushroom to just sprinkle over top here. Is that
Okay.
about how you want it?
Yeah.
A little more? A little
A
less?
little bit more. Onions,
okay.
they give more flavor. So
Okay.
you can actually add them all.
Oh.
They'll be fine, yeah.
Alrighty.
There you
Done.
go.
Okay, and now...
We need to take these tomatoes out before they come apart.
Alrighty.
And just use spare tongue, take them out, put them in an ice bath, so I don't want to burn you.
Okay. Then we
so
need to
quick
let
cooking
these cool off a little bit for us.
for a couple of minutes,
Okay.
and then we come back and we'll peel the skin right out.
Alrighty. There we go.
Now we need to start our sauce for our pasta, since
Okay.
we're going to actually have 3 combination dishes.
Okay.
What we need to do is put those diced onions, and we need to put a little oil,
Okay. A little oil.
about half of what you got, maybe a little bit more. Let's see what you got. A little
that-
bit more.
Oh, okay. And is this just regular olive oil, extra virgin?
This is extra virgin olive oil.
virgin?
Extra virgin, yes.
Virgins who like to party in Cancun olive
Yes.
oil. Which, what is this? Extra virgin?
Extra virgin
Okay.
olive oil. I like to
Alright.
use extra virgin olive oil on most
Okay.
of my dishes. But of course, you don't want to overcook olive oil, otherwise will burn quicker than any other
okay, I
oil.
gotcha, I
So
gotcha.
next, while that one is cooking, now we need to add
Is this
some
all done?
oregano.
Oh.
No, we need to add a little oregano.
Now we
because,
put some on there. Why don't we put oregano on there?
I want to change the flavor, and since there is an orange ruff is seafood, so I want to add a pinch of oregano.
Okay.
Just like you would do with salt. It doesn't take a lot of oregano, so we change the flavor to it.
Got a little
and-
wind in here, a little windage.
And
I think we're
yeah,
good.
it's
Okay.
gone your
All
way.
right, yep.
So anyway, then from there now we need to
Do I need to stir this up a little bit? Or is that
a
good?
little bit, just one moment.
All right.
And now with the seasoning plan, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some of those tomatoes in there. We line them
On
up
the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
What it does, it keeps the orange Roughy or whatever seafood in this case you want to use. It will keep nice and moist.
Okay.
That's good enough. We're going to use the rest on top.
All right.
Now we need to get the orange Roughy. We put a little touch of salt on it. We need to season it. And then we drop them in there. We then put the rest of the...
salt side down or salt side up?
One side be fine.
Okay.
And just put them on top a long way. Just like that. And then I'll put the rest of the tomatoes on top.
Oh, okay.
And this is ready actually to be baked and going to
Really?
the oven. In the meantime, I'm keeping an eye on the onions and
Okay.
the oil over here.
All right.
And it's doing real good. I'm going to turn it down until we're ready to put the tomatoes
So this is
in.
like we're hiding the body here.
Yes, we
Okay.
are adding the
All
body.
right.
We're actually searing basically we are searing the orange Roughy with the tomatoes, so the orange Roughy stays nice and moist.
Okay.
At this point in time, we're going to put them in the oven, so start cooking while we are
How
finishing
hot is
ourselves.
the oven here?
Right now, the oven is about 550 degrees, and we're just going to cook for about 6 to 8 minutes, 9
Okay.
minutes.
All right. Now, the portabello cooks about the same amount of time as the orange Roughy, or?
Portabella will cook a little less, probably a couple of minutes less, but it's almost the same amount of time. You just have to check it out after 6 minutes. It will take at least 6 minutes.
Okay.
So,
is there anything else that needs to go in our sauce?
No, on this one over here, we're going to put a pinch of hot pepper. Just
A pinch of hot pepper. I'm not tasting this
Yes,
one again.
exactly.
I already did that. Okay, pinch.
And now we need to add the tomatoes. So what we're going to do is peel the tomatoes at this point in
Okay.
time. And
All
and since they're cooled off, you can actually get them in your hand, and we're going to run
look
through
at
the
that.
food meal.
Look, the skin is just
Peels right out.
You don't even have to do anything.
No.
That's incredible. It just come right off. Wow. Okay.
Now at this point in time, we have to put in a food meal. Let's put the food meal on top of the bowl, so we can just go right in there. This is the way to do it, actually.
This is a food mill?
Yes.
What if I...
That's a huge food meal.
Let's say I don't have a food mill at home.
Well,
I mean, I'm going out on a limb here. I know everybody has their own home food mill, but let's just say no.
Well, that's the other way to do it. Just what I'm doing right now. You can actually dust them up and put them in the.
Can I just put this in whole, or do I need to cut the end off?
Cut the ends off.
Okay.
And I'm going to put them in a food meal.
Do I need to
what
cut
I'm
it
doing
up
is
too?
actually just take it off. There you go.
Didn't actually want to come off. Okay, it's just these two good?
No, let's use them all.
Okay, all right.
Can you smell the onions?
I can actually. I can smell the onions. Ooh, peeling tomatoes. Now this makes it really easy. Otherwise, I would have sat there with a knife and I would have been, just trying to, get it off. I'd be picking at it. I'd have the peeler out.
You've been doing about 5 minutes for each one of them.
Okay.
So now is the tricky part. You're going to have to go to the
Tricky.
food meal. So I'm going to hold the food meal while you're actually going around and trying to get the tomatoes to go through the food meal. There you go. That's good enough. He's in high gear right now. Tommy, you really are in high gear. Must be the coffee you drink all morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to go ahead and clean the bottom.
Okay.
And the onions are actually ready. We'll put these on the side.
Oh, they're ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's put these on the side so
Sure,
we can draw
absolutely.
it. Go ahead and drop everything in there.
Okay. So just
in the
this
frying
into
pan.
there.
Yes, let's drop everything in there. And since these are fresh tomatoes, I love fresh tomatoes. So you can actually eat them raw.
And what are we putting this on? I'm sorry, I forgot already.
We're going to put this on pasta. So we're going to go ahead and put the pasta in the water while it's boiling.
Alrighty. And what kind of pot? This is spaghetti.
This is
right, or is it vermicelli, or?
No, this is actually spaghetti, and this pasta also we make them in the restaurant.
Okay.
We make them fresh every day. This water is about ready to boil, so we'll take about 30
seconds. Do we need more salt in there? Is that
maybe a little bit more salt, yes. I did put some earlier, but it was not quite enough.
Here, wait.
Oh, you got egg and salt, okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Let it cook for about 5-6 minutes. They'll be ready. And since these are fresh tomatoes, they're going to cook real nicely.
That looks great. Well, I'm going to need to, when we come back, I'm going to speak to Aris Ragazeas and find out what wine would go perfectly with our orange Roughy. And Carolina Cooking continues. So this is, just keep our eye on this and watch this.
Yeah, just got to get cooked for about 3-4 minutes and it's ready.
Okay.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with our wine expert, Aris Ragazeas, and we're here in the wine cellar of the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. And Aris, Me and Rinaldo, we're making ourselves a little orange Roughy Napoletana and fish. You know, clearly white wine, right?
Not this time.
Really?
In this case, it's not the main ingredient, the fish, that's going to determine the wine. It's everything else you've got in here.
Oh,
now,
okay.
You've got a lot of tomatoes, you've got tomato sauce, you've got portabello mushrooms. To me, that says red wine.
Really? Okay.
And the red wine I picked was from one of my favorite Australian wineries. The name of the winery is Two Hands.
Okay.
Very young winery, but really up-and-coming superstars. This is their lucky country.
Okay.
And it's what the Australians call a GSM.
The GSM.
Which stands for Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre, the three grapes that are blended to make this wine. Grenache, which is 85% of the blend, makes a wine that is very ripe, very juicy, very flavorful, but does not have the kind of astringent tannins that Syrah and Mourvedre would have, which are only 15% of the blend. So this is going to have a nice juiciness, intense flavors, but it's not going to have the tannins that might interfere and go up against the acidity in the tomatoes, or make the fish even taste more astringent.
Okay, now, Eris, I couldn't help but to notice that when you took the top off, you just screwed it off. You didn't pop the cork. You didn't twist in. You didn't none of that.
And you're thinking maybe it's a jug wine.
Yeah,
or
what's
something
with
like
screw caps?
No, there's a problem today with wines being spoiled by corks, by bad corks. The term is called corking, that the wine's corked.
Okay, not like corking the bat in baseball.
No.
Okay, a little different.
This is a flavor that gets into the wine that smells like moldy cardboard. And because of that, a lot of wineries are saying, I'm not dealing with this anymore, everything's going into screw caps.
Okay. But seeing a screw cap on a bottle of wine doesn't necessarily mean that it's a low-cost bottle of wine. Doesn't mean that it's a...
In a way, it's the future.
Really?
Between these and synthetic corks, trying to preserve the freshness and integrity of the wine. The problem comes not when the wine is obviously bad, smelling like wet cardboard, but when there's just a hint of it in there, and people don't realize it's from the bad cork, and they think it's a bad bottle of wine, and the problem is with the winery, and that's not the case. So a lot of wineries are saying, forget about it, no more corks.
Yeah, okay, well, Eris, I got to get my pasta out of the pot because it only takes just a little bit to cook, so I'm going to be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. During the break, we put some of the mozz, the fresh mozz, on the portabello and on the roughy inside.
Yes. Well, you were eating all the cheese, so we had to.
You had to hurry. We couldn't wait. I was picking it up out of the bowl. It's very good fresh cheese. So we have that in there, melting the cheese on the oven, and it's only going to take about a minute. And our spaghetti's done. Our sauce is done. So we're just ready to pull it out and toss it together.
Exactly. Let's do that. And my mother always said that the best part is actually in the pot. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the spaghetti right off the strainer and just go right into the pasta, right into the sauce section.
Alrighty.
My mother always said that was the best part, right attached to the pot. So we don't want to lose that. So let's get a little bit more.
A little bit more pasta. All right. Inside.
Let's take a little bit of salt. We forgot to put the salt.
A little salt.
We can put the basil.
A little basil.
It will cook. Since it's hot, now we can stir everything up. And we are ready to plate everything.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it does smell incredible. Let me tell you, I got a big piece of basil there that doesn't want to... You know what? I like basil. Is that okay?
I do too. Right. Actually, this is my brother-in-law, and he lives in Rome. This is my brother-in-law's, the best sauce.
His favorite, absolute favorite sauce. Okay.
Now, we want to plate these first? You want to plate the...
I think we should get these out of the oven, right?
Okay, let's get them out of the oven.
We don't want the cheese to burn, correct?
No, definitely not. So let's get these out of the oven.
Alrighty. You get that one, and I'll get the portabello mushroom here.
That looks great. The cheese melted just perfect. We put that right on time. I mean, if we would have waited another minute, there would have been no cheese left to put on there.
This goes on?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me get this one loose for you, so it makes it a lot easier to pull that out.
Ooh, look at
That
that.
looks
Would you
good.
look at that.
That
and
looks great.
some cheese, some fresh cheese. And this one.
Let's put right on the side.
Try not to drop it. I'd hate for us to do all this work and then.
Scoop it right out.
Okay.
That looks great.
Alrighty, and now we need a little spaghetti on there.
Yes.
All right, a little bit of the spaghetti. Woo.
There you go.
It doesn't have
Now
to,
that makes a whole meal. Now
It does.
You can
It just
actually,
keeps coming.
You can actually serve enough.
Well, let me
people
get you a
with that.
glass of this, the Lucky Country. Let me pour you a glass here, and then we'll put some flowers on. If you'll hold your glass, put some flowers on, and then we'll give it a taste. The flowers are what
What
makes it,
about some
a little
cheese?
sprinkle of Parmigiano. Woohoo! Alrighty, good?
That's good. A
All
little
right.
bit more on the
A little
pasta.
bit more. Let me give
I
it a
like
shot
cheese
here.
on pasta.
Let me
This,
taste ourselves some orange Roughy. And feel free to pick up a silverware and have a little taste
well, it's
here.
going to be so tender. Actually, we probably don't even need a.
Oh, that is very good. That is very good. To find out more about the recipe here, our wine, the Lucky Country, our chef, Chef Rinaldo, or his restaurant, Villa Romana, visit the website at www.carolinacooking.tv. I'm Thom Zelenka, and that's Carolina Cooking.
Salud. Cheers.
Absolutely. That's a good one. That's very
That
good.
is an excellent one. It's an excellent Chianti.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wine, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location in 700 Kitchen Cooking School at the Mansion on Forsyth Park Hotel in Savannah, Georgia. For details on their hands-on cooking classes, call 888-711-5114 to book a class.